family. I always talk about how I'm from this great state. I'm from the great state of Illinois myself. I grew up here. I grew up downstate in Champaign. And to come here to this building was pretty much the biggest deal in the world to me. Until I was 28 years old, I had never spent more than 2.5 weeks in a row out of Illinois in my entire life. And I love it here very much. I love bringing pro wrestling here. This weekend means a lot to me. 5 years ago, I came. It wasn't actually in the city, as many of you remember. 5 years ago, it was out at Hoffman Estates, near the streets of Woodfield. I went to the original All In. That was the biggest independent wrestling show of all time. 5 years later, last weekend, we had AEW All In. That was the biggest pro wrestling show of all time, period. We sold more tickets to that show than any wrestling show in the history of the wrestling business. And now, it's very important to me to keep the tradition of All Out alive. All Out started, to be honest with you, because when I started AEW, Ring of Honor had paid for the original All In, and I couldn't call it All In without possibly getting sued by Ring of Honor, which I now own. I came here to talk to you from the bottom of my heart because today I had to do one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and sitting here right now is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I'm sure everybody knows what, at this point, what I'm going to say, but I think it's important that I come out here and talk to you about it before Collision and All Out this weekend, because I really respect all of you. I'm a wrestling fan like you, and if I were in your shoes, I could totally understand how a lot of you feel one way or the other. But I just want to tell you, I'm out here because I had to do something I did not want to do today. I'm very sorry to fans or anybody who's upset by it. This week we conducted an investigation independent of me. I have a discipline committee in AEW that is independent, and it's comprised the majority of lawyers. And I also brought in outside legal counsel. I hired independent lawyers to investigate this and make a recommendation. This was different than anything I've ever been involved in sports or wrestling. It was very tough. When I met them, the unanimous recommendation was the action that I took. The action that I took came as a result of this investigation, but I have to say it stems from an incident backstage last weekend at AEW All In London. I've been going to wrestling shows like you for over 30 years, and the first one I ever went to was with my dad, who's here tonight, downstate in Champaign, Illinois. I would thank you, Dad, because without him, none of this would be possible, because he took a huge leap on a dream that became AEW. And that's why we're here. And everything I know about business, I learned from him. He's a family businessman. This is a family business. And I care about the people who work here. That's the production staff, that's everybody that works here. The wrestlers, but also people you don't think about every day that make this show happen. I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years as a fan, and I've been producing them on TNT here for almost 4 years now. And this was the first time, this incident, that I have ever feared for my safety in a wrestling show, that I have ever feared for my life in a wrestling show, or that I have ever feared for the safety of the people who work backstage, the production staff. I'm sorry, but they don't come here, they don't work here to be put in danger. The people who work on the production week to week should not come to work and worry about, am I going to get hurt? Or worse, there shouldn't be 50-year-old people with artificial joints worried, am I going to get hurt for coming to work? To work on AEW every single week. I'm sorry, I can't have that. And I won't have that, and that's why I made a very tough choice. There's no place in the world, this is literally the last place in the world, literally the United Center, that I would want to tell you this. But, no. And if you want to, look, First and foremost, the recommendation was from the committee, but the decision was mine. I'm sorry for anybody who's upset, but I want you to know that I know you're all here tonight because you love professional wrestling. This company is a lot better than professional wrestling, and I know there's wrestlers here that every single one of you care about. They're all going to work very hard to put on a great episode of Collision for you here tonight. They're going to work very hard, I promise, to put a great all-out on for you, because we've been doing all-out here for years, and I want to keep it in Chicago forever. It means a lot. I love this town, I love this state, I love so many people here, including my family and so many of you. I love pro wrestling, I love doing this every week. Thank you for being here tonight.